My daddy, no.
BHIM Saturday night was
OVO Arena Wembley. Charlie. Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy has done well, Charlie. Big ups, Stonebwoy. Big ups. Yeah, me feel it. Oh, and I said, why are they? You know, what's it gonna name?
Only points me and you.
Oh, and then Stonebwoy asem na ba me starting interesting a bit me about
madam yo and then me bought powder.
Oh,
my bought pampers. Mama what's nice. I'm the coffee actually no.
Be calming down. Oh, but Charlie, Stonebwoy has done well. Stonebwoy has really done well. Yeah, he has done well. Like watching the whole program, watching the preparation towards the program, the interviews he attended, the whole structure he put in place, you know, BHIM Fest, you know, landing, you know, all the stakeholders that had to come on board. Charlie, big ups to Stonebwoy. And then also the band boys, you know, Joe Wilson and then his boys, Charlie, they really did well. They really did. I listened to, I think, majority, like the whole show actually. And then they really played the show.
From
Joe Wilson and the boys.
It was on podcast upon podcast. Even if you can podcast or you can cover. Yeah, there's one of the things the new arts should be learning. Yeah, how to promote your show. He was everywhere. He was doing even some session with Akabeneza Dems. Yeah, he was everywhere, and I really love that thing about Stonebwoy. I want to share them back, you know, like no, he's just creating network and everything. Just like when he went to US, Taylor Swift, Oklahoma and the Bon come 1-2-1-2, you know. So the organization, you know, was on point. And like the previous episode, you know, as I told you about, an artist always has to be the frontliner when organizing a program, even if frost a bayeshon and whatever like that, you know. And on Jafo went to me and you see, he flew all his members, he made sure say Obi Hankechi and Yansena we Unipano Nawanko you can defend say Abonku Hedimbi.
Oh, but you know, no, like seriously, like I was saying, let me say this again. You know, big ups to Stonebwoy and then his team, and then the band boys also, Joe Wilson and then his boys. They really did well. Then one thing I really love about Stonebwoy is his intentionality. He takes time when it comes to organizing successful shows and concert programs. He has proven himself worthy, like of that. And if not anything, people will surely, you know, want to turn up because they know that Stonebwoy is someone who takes his time, like would intentionally, you know, put up a show, take the lead, like headline everything, make sure security, you know, venue, protocols, logistics, sound, stage, instrument, and then the boys, you know, constant rehearsals with the boys. Yeah, Joe Wilson and then his team. Like that's one thing about. And then I noticed that he has this way of adding, you know, this academic side of him. You know, he's someone who has obtained this, you know, degree and then masters and all of that. And I think he read international relations. So I think because of that, he's always intentional because he doesn't want people to, as in, insult his intelligence as someone who, a learned person like this, who can't be able to successfully do. And that's something that we can applaud Stonebwoy for. And he's always known for something. And that is what I like about, you know, every artist. You should be known for something.
Yeah.
The last time I sat here and I spoke about his versatility, versatility, he being versatile when it comes to his craft, how he performs, like even the genre of music he rotates. He doesn't even define himself alone with reggae, but he's seen in Afro, beats, there's dancehall, there's high life, there's this versatility around Stonebwoy. And I think he really did well. And it is Ghana music. Yeah, projecting Ghana music, and then it's a feather in our cap, because there's something good that we will see about Ghana, at least. Even if we had some shows not being host, like not coming on, at least for his show alone. I mean, so it's a big congratulations to him, and then a very nice thing on Ghana music.
The Shatter fans needs to just be happy that a Ghanaian has hosted.
It goes beyond Shatter fans. That is one thing about Ghana that people don't really understand, that when things happen like this, first of all, we should congratulate him, and then also see it as something benefit, like a good name that comes on Ghana music, and then the music industry, the celebrities, as in the stars we have in Ghana here at large. And when it happens like that, then maybe those who want to do showbiz aspect of it, maybe doing the Shatawale and then doing the then that one can come. But ultimately, let's see it as putting Ghana first. Yeah, when you look at the stagecraft, for example, and then the creativity, looking at how he was projecting this independence symbol behind, and then all of that. Yeah. So let's take it from the beginning of the show, watching from when the whole thing started. And then I think they started with this violin, it was just awesome listening to how the lady played, and then for some time, like, it really wowed the audience. Everybody was like, wow, because this is the first time. And then Stonebwoy is known for this native way of, coming up on stage, and then most of the time you have people holding certain calabashes, like, with some fire, and then all of that. Like, there's this native, and I see he really understands this creativity, because this is performing art.
Yeah.
So this time around, we saw there was a violin session. Then all of a sudden, the band boys rode into the Manoji song, and then I think he had to enter with his back. And then I think at the backstage they were showing this independence, arc, and then
everything.
The arc he had in hand. Do you have any?
So as you said, Stonebwoy, he's an intentional person, and he knows what he wants to do, and he believes in music. He believes in the art of music, and everything he does on the stage has meaning. So coming with his back, it goes back to the Kenagokoli times, when the Airways were running from Kenagokoli. Toby Charlie made them work with their back, so that Kenagokoli won't notice. So they were running from oppressors. You understand? And the ankh he was holding is a Egyptian symbol, meaning life. So he's holding the life like something like an afterlife or a life. That's the meaning of the ankh he was holding. And the arc, the Independence Square, and the CD signs shows the Ghanaian heritage. So he's coming from an oppressor, bringing life to the Ghanaian, to the UK people, whereby the life is to his music. You understand? So everything he does has meaning. You understand? So this is the meaning of what he did in the beginning of the song Manoji.
The Manoji song.
Can you explain that?
The Manoji song, that's a very nice song, actually. And the Manoji, like, trying to explain itself as remaining the best on something. And right now, he trying to, there has been this issue with Shatawale and then himself, who is the best, reggae and dancehall artist. So maybe to him, he feels he defines himself as the best, and then he will forever be, the best when it comes to that genre, or when it comes to Ghana music, he will always dominate. And then so Manoji can be explained in so many ways, but I feel in terms of music, it can be explained that Stonebwoy will reign for a long time.
So
he will reign.
He's coming from the oppressors, bringing life to the Ghanaian musicians, and also showing the UK people like we are here to stay.
We are here to stay.
We are here to. But nothing. And we are the best ones. And I think this is the best show ever done by Ghanaian in the UK. So this is what performance is. You understand your craft. Unim now be and have another raw draws. Now what do boxes and then I'm around or shouting things there, performing his energy. No. This is the real performance. What CBBR say the performance, he used live band. And the band boys, they were, everything was on point. The other counterparts, I'm not any kumrika.
But you see, I understand what you're saying, but you see, one thing that you can't really define is that Stonebwoy will be uniquely defined in that way. every artist cannot be Stonebwoy, and Stonebwoy cannot be every artist. You see, there's something that Stonebwoy will have that probably other artists wouldn't have. Other artists also have certain things, and you see, that is what defines him. I feel if everybody should be doing what Stonebwoy is doing, then the beauty of the music industry wouldn't be there. So for him, maybe he understands his craft in that way. So always he'll be known for that. Other people.
Also, if you are performing, you need also create a message to the people. You just don't come in and perform. That's the reason why most big musicians, they are no good performers. But if Sack the camp performer, you just show you some kind of meaning, reason why you are watching his performance. No, it's an art. Black hole or the arts, bro. But performing was first, we all think performing is just running on stage, doing all those things. No, you need to understand the message you are bringing. Stonebwoy had a clear message. I'm back. We are here to stay. You're about to create more historic moments.
And then dominating the music industry. Because I feel, he did well. Looking at this time around, like I was saying, it's a very big, a big thing for Ghana here.
Very big.
Yeah, because one of our own trying to go out there and then, celebrating music and then doing music like this way. And the craft wasn't only the performance and then what he had to do on stage, but right from every bit of anything that happened on that night, from what he was wearing, the stage design, the violin introduction, the song he even came with, the props he had, that was the ankh he had in the hand, everything could be explained. And even the choice of the song, the Manoji, I don't know. First of all, that is one of the big collaboration that I see Stonebwoy having, like Angelique Kidjo, like with that song, for example. The intro, the boys
my guy did he play the trumpet too. He did my church.
Charlie,
seriously. They call him Willie.
Okay.
Willie Boy.
He played the trumpet. Big ups to
Willie Boy.
Charlie, that Joe Wilson, for this one alone, Charlie, big ups to Joe Wilson. He really did well because that is one of the amazing bass player, one very good bass player. And I think together with his boys, they really rehearsed. And I watched a couple of the rehearsal session with Stonebwoy when he posted on I think his socials and then all of that. It tells how intentional Stonebwoy was with this one. And then you see one thing that made him very intentional about this very one was because Samini had a show cancelled. Shatta Wale also had a show, cancelled. Here, it tells you that, okay, well, there's something that probably is missing here. If he doesn't take care of certain things, that is one thing that I felt. And he did well. So from the introduction, the violin, the setup, the stage, everything, he really did well. And then that song, and then into the performance itself, and then looking at the artists also. I think the artists he brought this time around, well, I don't know if you have any reservations, but I feel the artists he brought, P-Square, Forian Ponsan, Samini, and then Dope Nation. Well, Dope Nation was a thing for me. Dope Nation right now, they have one of the biggest bangers. So bringing Dope Nation on such an international platform,
was a legend.
Well, that's fine. Yeah,
Samini's father.
Samini. I also enjoyed Samini's, these are two legends, one stage performance. And then the fact that, you can't take this, live band performance from Stonebwoy. Like, he does it and then he really does the thing. Like,
what's the music, he understands the music. He just on your music just for real. He knows what he's doing. And to do to me, this his performance and this live performance like you could see he understands what he's doing.
Charlie, it was just awesome. The band synergy was there. He was just resonating with the band really well. They
everything,
really
the vibe was on point.
The boys really played the song.
He was Savage, all them. Charlie, Paturanki Muni na Bijinemo. It was so sweet.
And
like when you said Bianca.
And watching the Dope Nation performance, the Kakalika, for example, the one nice thing is seeing the diaspora people, a lot of this Western people, trying to, imitate the, Kakalika thing, and then a bit more south beating idea, but it was just nice. It was just nice. Imagine a show without this show without Dope Nation. It was going to be something. No, but honestly, we'll get to that side of the also. Right now, let's talk about the fact that he has actually presented Ghana, in a very good light out there, and then he really did well with the show. It was very short, and then everything was just on point.
Another thing is he just made the promoters know that just bet on me. Understand?
Yeah.
He made sure the promoters, like, another thing is, also he talk about two council shows.
Yeah.
There's Samini on Party in the Boat and the Great Shatawali, the Shatterfest. So maybe the UK people thought any show done by Ghanaian, a base and but the lights abba. That's why we call him the torture.
Yeah.
Or the light.
Oh yeah, torture boy. Torture boy.
Or the light torture. That's what I say. So anything be that mechanic, no get angle or the lights.
Yeah.
As I'm back to the UK.
Yeah.
Say we can do shows, we can do a beautiful and successful shows so that everybody can enjoy. Even how it makes sure say the ticket sales in the crown, or how you're going to process your ticket and everything. But in California tickets quite rare. But this time around on Obia what ticket they more were so cool, nice.
I think one thing is that maybe the venue also has a role to play, because if you are considering having or hosting a show in like OVO Arena, this is a different thing from maybe Party in the Park. These two venues are not the same, and the protocols that needs to be observed.
But Party in the Park
will not also definitely be the same.
There were something like this.
Okay.
Because I think the last time he hosted a show was in 2018. Like he headlined a show was in 2018 outside Ghana, and that's really bad. What you see for in an international brand on to show outside Ghana there any international brand.
Okay, but I don't see it like you are saying, say, an international artist who cannot host. I feel maybe as a figuratively looking at Shatawali and then the dominance he has when it comes to the street people and then the fan base. You know, every artist can be defined in their own ways. For him, when it comes to one thing about Shatawali, that is the fan base, the kind of people he has. So if you're talking about Shatawali, he is looking at, for him, he should be looking at like having or hosting a program in a venue where can maybe accommodate such a number of people.
If you can do that, so you have to do something before we'll be able to see. Right now, Stonebwoy, I hear the OVO,
Yeah.
Now we are projecting another one, probably Wembley Stadium.
Okay.
And the Tottenham Stadium.
Stadium.
Yeah. To say, we obey so the Nidieba, OVO Arena 20,000.
Well,
you know, the best from
the best.
That's a artist now would do machine now. Or multi show. Because manifest there. Or call UK Grana, London Grana, 1,000 capacity Grana.
But no, on a serious note, now let's delve into other considerable matters too. Like looking at this, these are the positives, and then how nice the program went, and then all of that. This is quite obvious. Everybody has seen, everybody has testified to how like awesome the program was. Now let's look at the other side we can just critique, because this is showbiz, this is entertainment, this is Ghana music.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at Stonebwoy and then the kind of artists he projected on the bill, and then the people who attended the show. Let's pick Stonebwoy as an international artist, just like you have been projecting always. Yeah. Right now, let's just see that in Ghana, he seems to be the best when it comes to, when we are looking for international artists, Stonebwoy. Looking at the number of people who pulled up, and then are you telling me that the people who came because of Stonebwoy, not because of other, artists that were on the bill?
Stone.
And this is Stonebwoy, the influence Stonebwoy can pull for you. This is something you feel he has done, which is a good thing. You have been doing this show for I think the 11th year.
Mm-hmm.
The 11th year, and then you feel that with this number of people he had at the OVO Arena, looking at Stonebwoy.
It was because of Stonebwoy.
Wow.
The show.
Yeah, sure. They all came because of Stonebwoy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, and a command of Stonebwoy, when he was performing, they won't be jamming.
No, one thing that you cannot tell when it comes to those things is that I intentionally asked you that question. Not everybody came or showed up on that day actually is a fan of Stonebwoy. Others also came because of probably other artists that were on the bill.
Like
Dope Nation was on the bill. Samini was on the bill. Savage was on the bill. Even Oferiam Constant. See, all of these ads. No, wait. You can't tell me that these ads don't have fans. They don't have fan base.
They do.
We have, that is the thing.
But okay, so Dope Nation, Felice, on the show or OVO.
No, it's not about they doing it. But sometimes it's not about the artist himself organizing the show. They can come because of the love of that artist who probably is a favorite of these fans. They will come because no. When you say that, then you are not being honest. You are not being honest to yourself.
Because see, if the fans were actually jamming when Stonebwoy was on stage.
For the jamming, everybody would jam to a song, because
just compare that thing to probably Oferiam and Samini. Were they jamming like how they were jamming with Stonebwoy?
See, you can't really tell that, because probably you don't know who came for who. it was just noise and then jamming. Everybody was just excited at the end. You can't tell that this person came for the. But one thing that you should know is that Stonebwoy as a brand. See, the people who came and then Stonebwoy as a brand. If you are saying that they came because of Stonebwoy, then it should have been something better than what you saw.
There's one of the things.
That is the whole thing.
A core around that I don't really like about it because, for example, if an Sakode is doing this OVO Arena, or the shatter Toswa, and because shatter Entina. No. So most artists, from now on, if you want to do a show, don't advertise any artist be or no. Or they fly up to honum. And then you see say it was because of this person alone. I'm buy. And you're waiting away mobile.
Very good.
Because of mobile incidents, they feel like some fans came sick of Tiwa Savage or Pato Rankin. No,
that's one thing I want you to understand that in a show like that, you can't say that everybody came because of Stonebwoy. See, and it's not only about Stonebwoy. It happens to it happens to all the artists. No matter who you are as an artist, when you put yourself up, you want to host a show, a concert. Not everybody will come because of you. Unless, of course, you define the show and say that, okay, the show is entirely you. You are like Burna Boy would host like a show and for hours, he's the only one performing. That one is a different thing. Everybody that turns up is coming up because of Burna Boy. But if you are hosting a program with other, artists you are putting on the bill, no, you shouldn't have it in your mind that they are coming because of you, the host. No, it happens like that. It happens to everybody.
Maybe to Sakode, they should know your Kumasi. Or the Shatter car, when almost say sick of Shatawali, internet, the place was full up. But no, it was Sako there. Just like, so, when Stonebwoy was doing his show, Davido also was doing his. It was Davido and his friends. So I trying to tell me that same thing, some of the fans also came sick of Black Sheriff, not Davido.
That is one thing that I need you to understand. When you understand this, actually, it doesn't defeat you as a fan of Stonebwoy. You should understand that in the entertainment industry, that is something that happens. People will turn up for a program or a show, a concert, not entirely because of the host. So Stonebwoy, as in BHIM Fest, the fans who came, people who showed up, are not entirely all fans of BHIM. Others also came because of other artists. So they will jam. Jamming to Stonebwoy's song doesn't make the entire fans over here BHIM fans. That is one thing I want to understand. So what do you have to say about it? The curtains?
The curtains.
Yeah, because now in the media space, they are dragging Stonebwoy for a divided auditorium, and then he couldn't fill the whole 12,000 capacity as he claimed. Oh, okay, sold out. Okay, the whole place filled. What do you have to say about that?
All right. There are a whole lot of reasons about those curtains and everything. So let me start with the music, the music aspects, the acoustics. If you say acoustics out here, yeah. So imagine if he didn't place the curtains and those empty spaces, like the echo of the sound, won't make the show really nice. That's one thing. Another thing also being is maybe he and the OVO people had an agreement that there's this selected number of people are going to come. I'm not going to fill the whole place. It happens all the time. What I say, probably for sake of security reasons and everything. And recently, we had a show cancelled due to this kind things. You understand? And even when you go to the bigger companies, someone like WWE, on a Monday night Raw, they can go into an auditorium of 20,000 capacity, but they will just fill out 10,000 or 9,000 because they just want one more panel, will have a feel of the show, will enjoy themselves and everything. So the curtains, whatever, even if it's here or anything, and we here.
Okay. Well explained, but let me also speak on behalf of those who would want to ask this question. In the music industry, we define an artist by the number of people you are able to pull fan base. You can't take fan base as an element out of music. And then as a very big art like Stonebwoy and then any other person in that caliber, you should be able to, this actually plays a role. So if you are telling me that, okay, because of the echo of the entire auditorium, so we needed to cover a portion or a segregated part of the whole auditorium with curtains. When we are talking about music here, you can't use the WWE as a yardstick over here. That happens in a different
another one. Let me give you another example.
No, if you wanted to do for a particular number of people, you claim, why go for an auditorium or a venue that talks about 12,000 people, and then you say in the name of you want to now do a show for a segregated number of people? It doesn't really hold water here. Yeah,
it's just like Saturday, Rapaholic, 25th December, or some particular people Sarkodie is a big brand in Ghana here, and we expect say the Rapperholic, should be something big, or also your stadium, also your but no, or Yama will say, now will you come in, you fill the program. What's your say? And you're overcrowded. What's your say?
I mean, when you see Uber Philly program, then what happens to those who attend Burna Boy's shows and then all of that? The whole place can be filled. Michael Jackson's show, the whole place can be filled. Does it mean they don't fill the program or what? No, this thing I say, unless of course you want to explain maybe with other other reasons that will go beyond. Yeah.
So another one is Shatta Wale came to UK. Yeah. He did a show. It got cancelled because of all this. There was a stampede, and luckily there wasn't any casualties. So what if the UK government or the UK police just told Shatta Wale that unipa bahasi ebe yo show say and person would say numbers national and say na find difficulties in handling this kind of issue, and this kind of issue won't be happening again.
Okay.
That's another reason for that.
I understand you right. You see, right now you are only trying to do a PR job for you are trying to do a PR job, and then maybe I'll leave that to the fans out there. They will do that in the comment section, and you are not even with reasons that will actually convince people. You are trying to do a PR job, but it's not really working here because this is a music fraternity, and that is the only flaw right now that people who want to criticize.
That's the only thing.
Yeah,
that's
there are other things. I have just listed a few. This is just one of them. But the fact that the whole place this is a capacity, a venue that was supposed to, host a number of people, and then you now divided the place into, some sort of, and then you claim he wanted to just perform to certain number of people. Then why not go for a venue where you will get that?
And I give you another reason.
No, wait, just get that few people and then just perform.
I
also
give you another reason. What if the UK police told him say to
you are just saying what if you are? This is a conditional clause, and you were not there. You can't even justify that. There's nothing you can use to justify that. Just agree to the fact that this is something that was at the end of the day didn't go well in terms. You can't have a flawless show concept. That is one thing I need you to understand. When we started this whole thing, we started with applause, saying everything like we appreciate about the show. But one thing is that Stonebwoy is whoever he thinks he is. That is very good. He did well. But then, like I'm saying, you can't have a flawless show. That is one thing you need to consider. In the sight of everything, this is something. Don't justify. You can't even justify it.
But at least you should curtains. At least you should curtains. But obi put the when to be in the stage. So after the call share crowd, they call you kick.
That is what you have to see, which is unrealistic. But we'll not go into that.
After the call share crowd, obi put the show never so that the curtains they see. Well, obi put the you be go jump for after the crowd share crowd. Oh man, stage you stage na you fufu.
Now let's well, that is something you just want to, on the lighter side of everything. You just want to accept the fact that yes, that is something we can use to backlash your artist. He did well, but
he did well.
At the end of the day, you can't justify this thing. If you went for a whole,
that's the only thing.
No, wait, I have a couple of other things I will be discussing. Now the next thing was the show. I don't know whether you took time to watch every part of the show. There was something missing. No, there was something missing in the show. There was something missing in the show. Now you see, there's this one thing about Shatta Wale is that he has grown beyond, like he has gone past that stage where he would just come and then perform and then leave. Mm-hmm. He has developed and then initiated this relationship with the fans. Mm-hmm. So he gets to talk to them. There are this, things they use, and then the vibe, the energy, there's some sort of synergy. Now in Stonebwoy, that was something that was missing. It was just purely just coming to perform and then leave. There was nothing, with Shatta, for example, God is here, SM for life, it's our life, and then all of those things, they are symbols. And now this show had nothing like that. The vibe between the artists here and then the fans, it was just mainly coming to perform and then, So that was something that I feel was missing.
You remember at the beginning, you said everybody has his own way to perform. Yeah. So this Stonebwoy's way to perform.
Okay.
When Damian Marley or his father Bob Marley comes to perform, or more segments, they talk about weed.
Okay.
When Sarkodie's performer, or more segments, they talk about this. Shatta Wale, same thing. So everybody has their way to perform. And there's Stonebwoy one is just the message and the musical setup, and that's all. And you have to know, say God is great, God is great. It only panel according to God is great. I don't know headline show where you keep.
No. Let me come in with this one. Okay, so you're just saying that you referring me to what I just said. Yeah, that's fine. Everybody will have their own uniqueness. But that's one thing I feel I just want to chip in like chip in
because
I feel as
you're a Shatta
like,
fan.
No, not because of, no. Let's be realistic. No. You are getting it wrong. No, you are getting it wrong. You are getting it wrong because no, this is music. We are digesting everything music. This is Ghana music. At the end of the day, I'm not being biased here. No, my issue is I want to move to very like tactical things here, realistic things.
Yeah.
I feel fine. Everybody can have their uniqueness, but I feel in a way as an artist there should be some sort of like relationship that people shouldn't like. They came for an experience. They paid. They obtained their tickets to come enjoy and then have fun. There should be some sort of experience. Yeah. And what I'm saying is that I'm not saying he should have that relationship that Shatta has with his fans. No, he can't have that because he's not Shatta Wale. But I'm saying that one way or the other, there's this sort of energy and then one sort of vibe which is missing in here. And that is something that you miss. You always miss Shatta Wale for. He will just come and stand on stage and then not even utter a word yet. People are just, making noise, singing the song, Charlie, vibing to making, the symbols, mentioning God is here. See, this is something that defines him as an artist. I feel everybody should have some sort of one way or the other.
You are using Shatta Wale's way of performing to judge Stonebwoy.
No, not
that's what you're doing.
No, I feel every
that's what you're doing.
I feel every artist should have that sense of humor. At least
on your comedian.
Nobody is saying you should be a comedian.
Now, obviously, Shatta Wale about a comedian or run on I kind of pant pen on the way. And then comedians know.
Yeah, I get it.
He vibed with his fans through his music. That's all.
But yeah, we all get it. But you see, art entails everything.
That's all. That feel now God is good, God is here now. Nobody we are using Shatta Wale's way of performing to judge him. That's not Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy performance why any now. And I feel like I just say God is here now. God is no. It's a bomb clat thing, Nah.
I know that's what you say to just but all in all.
I did buy a custom me bought to pampers, me bought to powder, and me bought pampers, na me do na ho na ma toffee, na ma hwe Stonebwoy nyema fefefa waye amagana ni atse.
Oh man, when can
Unipa 2018.
See, the reason why you can't drag Shatta Wale alone, even in this. What about Samini? See, there's something about organizing the show. It takes another effort. It takes a whole lot of preparation to put up a show outside. And this is outside we are talking about. And once it's not Shatta Wale, you can't drag him only because he's the only one who has had a cancelled show in the history of being an artist. That is one thing.
The reason why
the show was cancelled, we are talking about the one that was held successfully. It doesn't mean that there was nothing flawed. Flawed.
Oh yeah, just one person. You can't
have a flawless show.
We God is here. What's up? I can't hear you.
I hear some people singing some song. If you think about the show, think about the curtains.
Shut up, Juana.
Think about the show. Think about the curtains because Charlie.
Just do a show.
But do you know the reason why people are moving to him? Like people are dragging him in that regard. There was a time Stonebwoy who was hosted on an interview and he was here talking about Shatta Wale going to Jamaica to draw curtains and then all of that. And you see, internet never lies. They will go and bring back that interview and then use it against you. You see, you were one day.
But Shatta Wale in your show, you can headline the show UK. Now on your curtains. Yeah, cash. And that person only say, why you show it will be outside Ghana? Then you will say, 2018.
And I make a choice. This the day now, at the end of the day, fine, why are they? But the person you're trying to say Shatta Wale show be at the end of the day, no curtains, no, you will not see that curtains.
And
we live to see. We live to see.
Easy. Do one easy.
I think you do not see
so easy.
If you do not see to.
At least you do and
you want to be at least.
No,
not being paid. No, you're not being paid. You should then cancel them. So nothing move to him. You're not being paid. You should then cancel.
How many shows?
No.
How many shows are
you don't get fans.
Or think about it. It's a good show for Hampton. Go for Hampton or go for
at the end of the day, you don't get fans. That be what for no. You don't get fans. You don't get fans.
We're going to go for 3. Oh, fans in your show.
See,
I'm going to go for 50.
Oh no. See, make I tell you something. If you feel say you be man, feel the whole venue. Make you say you be man. Because you didn't hear where you tell me say Stonebwoy be international. Oh no wait.
If you say you be man, do a show.
See, make I tell you something. You tell me say Stonebwoy be international arts pass everybody for Ghana here. You go do show now. They take tickets in the divide auditorium into students.
If you say you be mad,
like
you say you mad.
You divide auditorium into 4 equal halves.
Just do show. Just do show.
You want to talk somebody matter.
Why
no? Satawale no be your boy. You not be your boy.
Just do show.
Fill the place. Then
just do show.
Historically, see, you do ama. Make I tell you so. You do ama. Then you go take enter books of what history inside. Yeah. You go there.
Oh yeah. What you go to show for I'm saying. For 50 and I thought
you figure it be
2018, but 2026. I'm going to show outside Canada. Like no, 2020 shows. Or they say the first need to be £50 or £100
Make I show you something. You know the reason why this whole thing. See, Satawale be somebody. See, the crowd levels if you get the fan base, it not be kiddies, it not be own, it not be awesome. You go take OVO, we they make noise. And the show come top, nice. We go credit time, the show come top. But say one thing for no be say, it not be see, you not be do Satawale baby because
I don't know to be a friend.
Dividing auditorium into 4 equal halves. Why
a friend on one side? Any domination of the bio. If you know,
the funny thing is,
do one
you know the funny thing. Only the science account. O side go for go be honest. Let's say, and you even 4 equal halves now dividing in a part of it and buy no feelings out just that part. Only on buying your Stonebwoy fans. Stonebwoy fans.
Okay, you know the funny thing. The funny thing. Only got me flyer.
Yeah, no,
being serious. Flyer. Phone call. If you be easy, no. Why so that?
No, relax. No, I don't want to see something. See, I don't want to tell you, see, you do you come talk, but you for no say, and you are finished at Awali. Oh, yeah, man. And son, as I will show away why you, before this show, we go take, the Becca say, be historic name. See, that curtains, no day there. You feel the place. Fine, historically, or no penalty. No, relax. Aside all cancelled shows, the show are basso. Secondly, if you are Wayam and Abasso, then confirm by what's failure count there. Now you are welcome to the table of men. You do can debate. You pen confounding the Asoto Satawale, fan base as Sema Ojan say a part of a OVO Arena Wembley. He just wanted to perform to a number of people. No, performing to a number of people now. 12,000 plus.
The table of men. Let me tell you this. You cannot compare a show in Ghana to a show outside Ghana.
I'm not even.
The table of men. When was the last time? When was the last time? Answer me first.
What besides that question? And we have answered that question.
When was the last time?
Even last one. Even your friend said party in the park now. See, the number of people, anything that happens, we have the positive and the negative side of it. Let's be very real here. Aside, the show was cancelled. People look at the positive aspect of the whole thing. The number of people who pulled up, who showed up for the event. Now, relax. Let's forget about the fact that ticket are sent. The young fan said the show actually, stood on its grounds like a corso. Let's be very realistic here. Let's take any abstract thing here. Real. Young fan say show ne baso. Anything that happens, there are positives and negatives. Young fan say show ne baso. And can audience and affair any Stonebwoy are finished at Awali. No, let's be serious here. We are some person make catch on a simple. When we do it that way, we can get the whole level of arguments.
What is if clause? What is if clause?
Also, can say. He wanted to. What if he wanted to?
Class.
When I give you the chance,
what is if clause?
No. When I give you the chance to explain why he performed.
Please.
What
is if clause? So if he has done the show, if you can be called Dubai, I can be to show order.
No, the whole candidate and you're funny.
Why do you know why it's not
funny? No, do you know why it's not funny? Let me say something. When I give you the opportunity to explain why the curtains and all of that, you remember what you said. And I want to just remind you. I want to quote you. You were like, yes. What if he wanted to? You were even that was the reason why I even said you were trying to do a PR work here. See, what if he wanted to perform to a number of people? How do you say this? No, wait. How do you justify this with a someone a caliber of Stonebwoy? You were parading him around as being a very big international act, not performing to work with you OVO. that's fine. Wembley, Kessie, come on. And now a place which was supposed to take a particular number of people, you divided a place into, God only knows how many parts you divided the place into, with curtains and all of that, perform to a particular number of people, and you are here saying, oh, maybe what if he want? That is what you say. What if? No, it's so simple. See, and I make sure say, see, but I don't know
if you feel says Shatta is the biggest, is the boss and everything, no, I didn't know on his show. It says 2018.
And I make sure say, see,
I didn't know headline show.
No, issue ne. You see, the caliber of person as Shatta Wale, and a doma a dinity. Me person me explain at the show. The caliber of person, and a doma dinity. Okay, and it showed them the magnitude of a show I was put here. Relax it. Into say or try. Okay, at the end of the day there was a stampede, gas explosion. So it later left to one entrance. People had to come in, stampede and all of that. See the number of people. They even overturn like even here more than the number. See, that is the thing we are talking about here. So his issue right now when was like and about that? So it wasn't a show no maybe the issue right now is at the end of the day we being able to get a larger auditorium hosting those people there. Man, I made it sure says show now, na maybe this show now cost Saturday, maybe what if he wanted to perform to? How do you use this to justify an explanation of an auditorium where you're dividing into two?
Oh, okay.
What if he wanted to perform to some number of people? How do you define this?
At least he do one. At least he do one. By your own man. At least he do one. So, if you be man, no. If you be man, do show me to see. Do show me to back. Do show.
You know if you feel
if you be man, what at least why you?
See,
but
I don't. You see the issue be say then people in the this whole thing. Sometimes then like arguments no go day. Like arguments day.
No.
Arguments be no because at the end of the okay, Obi, but when me fine, Obi so what is not relaxing?
Wait to me, I see. Of state, see. Oh, meet you. Of state,
no, a drum by one casa crowd. We man,
of state, oh yeah,
we man, so
you do
if your boy, your boy, your boy.
This year,
like Santa all in your boy, on your boy.
No. Let me tell you this. Every time I always tell you, say I respect Shatta Wale. He's one of the most talented artists in Ghana has seen. But Osho ni failure in every time they blame industry people. Then industry people I know. Onim say ade oyen ontimi nko baby.
No, the industry issue ne blame it's not about say failure na BBO. It was internal. The issue was that he was only blaming. No, that one said it wasn't a blame. He was trying to pinpoint a lot of things that were not going wrong, like that are not going wrong in the Ghana music industry, and yet blame.
Oh, no, blame guy. Oh, you blame guy. Oh, no. Oh, show that. Sako the captain and say. Oh, show the panel into the be kind of once. No. Advice no win ya. See advice. What's the advice? Bones Shatta Wale and turn to buying.
I mean, you are saying.
Oh,
advice now can be. No, mentioning advice like it's very funny. If you want to use advice here as an example, I don't know what you want to use the advice here to communicate, but advice. What is now or no cancer composes. Did you what you say later about the advice? Or the patch or oh yeah.
So who said that?
Oh, I feel you.
What kind of piano? What kind of piano channel? No,
advice. Advice. You no Felix with studio. Oh no, on Felix with studio na opposite. One name is advice. Does it mean say Sakode on no so flawless? If you know no can.
So open perfect. You always want to stay relevant, you know. You always want to stay relevant, you know. That's why you always pick a fight. Controversies upon controversies because of person or system name. What I say, my one nyom na enkasa. Stonebwoy Koye, no, he did the show, he performed a show, he organized a show, everything was on point. Now the kind of cases, that's all. But when someone, Miko Jafo Koye, no, or Tibian show, at a decor share, who stated the qual, a musician, or one way, or Tibian, or no suffer, on an year, or 2 wives. Wow, look, on an year, a samba back. opposition be na obi ehu na ye ni gine yesresre na yesa ebe ye dan easy
let me come in this way. If, for example, you see, there's issues in I see about this artist on my show, like they couldn't perform the show and all of that. And Stonebwoy the last. It was just fortunate for him and unfortunate for the rest. More than 90 members. So now let's try and turn this situation all around. Wait. I want to just drive a narrative here. Maybe someone TV and say, okay, let's turn this whole scenario upside down. And then let's just assume, say, Stonebwoy was supposed to have his show on the very date now, Shatta Wale had a show. And then probably at the same venue. And then this happened. Now, not too long, and Samini also
that was an issue.
And then it wasn't a show, but it was a Ghanaian art who wanted to put up something out.
It was party in the boat, and they just wanted to invite him.
And that was the whole thing. And then it couldn't happen, and then it was also cancelled. If Shatta Wale was in Stonebwoy's position right now to be the third Ghanaian, artist, or to have organized a show that took place Wembley, like OVO Arena this Saturday, are you sure say he wouldn't have made sure say security wise? It could even be that Stonebwoy is not that even intentional. He had to be this time intentional because of what probably has happened earlier. So that is why I'm saying that you can't even use that as a measuring stick, as a benchmark, because everybody in Stonebwoy's position would have done same and even more better than he did. It's because probably I've watched what my predecessors have done and what actually went wrong. Because in his interview, the interviews he went on some of the shows in Nigeria and then all of that, he was asked about the previous shows that couldn't happen and then what actually, and he actually pinpointed, he said something that, probably no organizer and then no, event organizer will be proud of, a result like this. And then probably there was something missing and then all of that. And that is the honest opinion that I want you to understand. Even if your artist has understood, say, probably there was something that didn't go well, maybe event organizers, this and that. And that's why I'm saying that this thing like this, you can't even use this as, anything to, as a critique or to, form any analysis here, because anybody in Stonebwoy's position would have done same, because me who the kind for now, okay, so this time around, I'll do this so that I'll make sure so don't use this as anything. Anybody would have done same.
Remember when the cancellation episode, I asked you, say, this is the first time I told Shatta Wale this kind of stampede and things. And he said, nah, it has happened to him before. And he didn't learn from it. So Stonebwoy is free. They taught him, I was Shatta Wale there, and probably most of the shows are why get Ashamana ISA. He learned from it. Shatta Wale didn't learn. Because he knew, say, what if I learn, I do everything right and I fail? He's scared to fail.
That is one thing that is something that I still have issues with. Because we are trying to use abstract, definitions to explain why certain things happen. How can you say someone is scared? Like,
he's scared to fail.
What do you have to justify?
That's the reason why the BBI controversies. The BBI, he Osho said the guy of the person of Shatta Wale, like, baby, I could do no. Means to honor. So why don't I just create controversies upon controversies? Why don't I create a hating part, like somebody hates me, some industry person hates me, obey my dear, and obey time me. Only or call that podcast, when about Burna Boy. He said, say, one of his people, came out and said, say, on the Burna Boy, girlfriend Ada.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know Burna Boy fan. But you remember that same beef, Shatta Wale was insulting Burna Boy. So even if say no say me and you are sleep with your girlfriend, you will approach me like, oh bro, I just say you sleep plus my girlfriend, and I'll explain it to you. Maybe too rich.
And that is why
so he's scared.
No, that is crazy.
Many are no, me show no. And one day, and when we am, so that day, if it is easier, do one make we see.